What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another day, another episode of 30 NSG. On today's show, we're going to be talking about... Oh, that's the wrong screen. We're going to talk about... Disney invests $1.5 billion into Epic and Fortnite. We'll talk about that. We're going to talk about... we may be heading towards Suicide Squad Save the Justice League this year from Forbes. And then we're going to talk about the U.S. gamers spent $57 billion in 2023. Those are the three main topics we're going to talk about today. Right before I went live, I forgot that Helldivers was launching like today, right? And people were talking about it and stuff. And I was like, oh, let me look up some reviews. Then I couldn't find reviews. And then I also couldn't find reviews from the same people that were giving shit that they didn't get review codes for other games. So I kind of want to dive into that just a second. And I want to have a conversation with you, chat, about, I love people that have energy. And I just want the same energy across the board, right? This is me not defending Suicide Squads, and this is me not shitting on Helldivers. This is me shitting on IGN. Okay? Now, before Helldivers came out, we know it's a live service game. Okay? And where's the reviews? There's no reviews. It's out now. Okay? But nobody got a review code, or at least there's no reviews. And when I looked up stuff on the web, okay, I got the Sony Helldivers 2 gets off to a strong start on Steam article. Okay? I typed in Helldivers 2 IGN reviews, and we got the final preview 6 days ago, but there's no actual review up. And then just reviews in general. I typed in Helldiver 2 reviews, and there's a couple of channels of YouTubers, small streams like myself, that have played it and given their thoughts and reviews on it, okay? But where's that energy level? Where's that energy level that the review codes from IGN? Did they get a review code? Where is it? Because them tweeting out like they did for Suicide Squad, the only reason they tweeted out that they didn't get a code was to let the people know they weren't getting a review on the day. So here's the day of Helldivers 2, but where's the review? You see what I'm saying? Do you know what I mean? I just want the same... I want the journalists to be journalists, and I want the outlets to be the same energy level across the board, not being biased towards one game or another. All right. What's going on, chat? What's going on, Dustin? What's going on, Behemoth? What's going on, Rose? Argus? Eclipse? Bumble? Come on, Stealth? On Mash? Dude? Chris? Good morning. Good morning, Dolphin. Well, there's your problem. IGN's a tabloid. But I know that, right? I just want... There's 17 million people that follow them, right? 17 million people, I believe, on their YouTube channel. Okay, that's a lot of people that you could persuade to do something or say something. Okay, now again, I don't care. Now, right now on Steam, okay, right now on Steam, Helldivers has got a 6 out of 10 on Steam. Okay. 86% like this video game, on the stuff. Well, and then, again, this is me not shitting on Helldivers in any way, shape, or form. I just want the same standards across the board, right? So we do have Sony's Helldivers 2 gets off to a strong start on Steam. Helldivers 2 is off to a strong start on Steam, and after the PC version launched alongside PlayStation 5 game, Arrowhead Game Studios' cooperative game, action game, is published by Sony Interactive Entertainment across PlayStation 5 and PC. We had this conversation yesterday. I said that games are going to come to PC day and date. Everyone said it's never going to happen. This is not only did we get Foam Stars on PlayStation Plus day and date, but now we got Helldivers 2, a PlayStation first-party title on PC and also on PlayStation at the exact same day. Amazing, right? Helldivers 2 is also the second top-selling game by revenue on Steam, ahead of the smash hit such as Pal World and Call of Duty. Now, it's worth noting that Helldivers 2 is not a fully full-price game, but cheaper, $39. And it's much harder to get an idea of the popularity on PlayStation 5. Now, given Sony does not divulge players' numbers on its platform. Okay, Helldivers 2 launched in somewhat unusual in that Sony much prefers to release games on console ahead of PC, but not unprecedented for the external development game it's published. Now, Sony published Phoenix Predator Hunting Grounds, for example, across PlayStation 4 and PC on the same day in April of 2020. Whether Sony might be willing to relax this policy for its big first-party exclusive remains to be seen. Now, recently, Marvel Spider-Man 2 is not available on PC, and Sony also has yet to announce the PC versions. Shift Up's eye-catching action game, Stellar Blade, is down to release on PlayStation 5 only. As of Team Ninja's Rise of Ronin, Concord, brand new PvP multiplayer first-person shooter game of Firewalk Studios, is also, however, due to the launch of PlayStation 5 and PC. So there you go. They don't really say much more. So Helldivers supposedly is doing quite well and fantastic. Fantastic. I just think it's funny that IGN didn't get review codes on the day, so they couldn't get a review code out, and it was headline news. The internet lost their mind. Helldivers 2 comes out. IGN doesn't have the review up. Am I supposed to be worried? What happened, IGN? Did you not get a code there either? What's happening? You need to let me know in a tweet so I, as a customer, don't freak out that you're not reviewing the game when the game comes out. If you guys can't tell the sarcasm there, let me spell out for you. I'm being sarcastic. I played it till 3 a.m. last night. It's pretty darn good. It's good. It's good, Rose. It's good to hear. Yeah, my problem is not with Helldivers 2 in any way, shape, or form. It just happens to be the game that's out right now. And there's no review from IGN, so I'm freaking out. I'm freaking out, man. How am I supposed to know if a game is good? If a game is good or not good if IGN doesn't review it? Ramsey says it released 6 hours ago. Is it doing well like day before was doing well? Because it was it was wish listed. No, I think it's actually doing pretty well. Let me look it up on. We'll go to Steam. Let's go to Steam right now. We'll look at it live. I know people are gonna be like, "Well, there's a difference. Suicide Squad's a AAA game. Helldivers is not." It doesn't matter. A live service game is a live service game. Let's see here. All right, Helldivers 2. Right now it's mixed. Right now it's mixed. It's got 2,639 reviews. It's a $40 game, and it's a mixed review. What's the active player count? Let's go. I don't know. Let's look that up, shall we? Hmm. 64,000. 64,000 all-time peak in 24 minutes ago is what it's got going. All right, so Mash says, my problem with IGN, Kotaku, GameSpot, Game Rant, Polygon, etc., they're all mostly tabloids with a few respectable reviewers who may stay a stability of paycheck of having to make it on their own. Look, all I'm asking, though, Mash, right? I understand they're tabloids or whatnot. I just want the same consistency, right? Do you know why I like Starbucks? Starbucks doesn't have the best coffee by any means. But if I get a coffee here in Florida, and I get a coffee in New York, and I get a coffee in California, at least it used to be, it was consistent. It was consistent. And that's why Starbucks is successful, because they can get the same coffee that they got in the different state, and it tastes the same, or it used to anyway, right? Before the company went to, you know, in a more, you know, where people stop caring about their jobs or whatnot, right? But that's why people like certain things. They like consistency. Okay. So when a company comes out and makes a big deal of not getting a review code for a game that came out, like they're owed one, and then they put a tweet out saying that the reason they didn't get their review out is because they didn't get a code. But yet here we are, Helldivers 2, they're a video game company. They review games. Now they had an early preview and stuff, but the review is not out. Where's the review? Where's the backlash? Where's the hate? Right? That's my problem. Eclipse says, I'm sorry. Still millions of people playing Pal World. It can also compare to 50,000 playing Helldivers 2 on the first day out. IGN could not review without making a comparison hit piece. Anyway, shame. Dave Rose says, well, IGN got flown out to the event to play Suicide Squad, so they had hands-on opinions. Helldivers didn't have anything like that. So not true. You could go. They have early look. They have early impressions. If you go to here, hold on a second. Where is it? IGN had early impressions like 6 days ago, but they didn't have it. Where the frick is it? Right, so these are the things that are up right now. People playing, watching, playing. I saw one, but IGN, it was like 6 days ago. It was hands-on preview. I think Travis is the one that played it and gave his thoughts on it, right? But he hasn't reviewed it yet. Maybe it comes out later today, right? Maybe it comes out later today. I would hope IGN's probably right after I make this, right? 30 seconds afterwards, it'll pop out. I just want the same consistency. That's all. Still more than Diablo 4. Is it for player base? So basically it's yeah, I have no problem with Helldivers. This is not about a Helldivers thing. This is about the gaming media thing. That's all. Right? Obviously, the reason I bring it up is Helldivers is a live service game, right? They probably couldn't review it because of the servers. I would assume, right? That's not what I was getting at, Water. How can IGN make an article saying Helldivers 2 is doing well on Steam 6 hours after it launched before it launched? But it's not exclusive, and it's not even first party. Absolutely right. The shame, really, that this isn't higher standards consistency in gaming journalism. That's all I'm saying, right? It has nothing to do if Helldivers 2 is popular, if it's a good game, or anything like that. It's about the industry, and I'm using IGN as the example here. If you're going to have the same energy for a game, right? And I know people will come in and be like, well, the differences between Suicide Squad and Helldivers is that Suicide Squad is a AAA game, multi-billion-dollar company, and it's a $70 game or $100 early access. And this one is a $40 game, and it's a small-time developer. But that shouldn't matter in journalism, right? That shouldn't matter in journalism. As a person that's writing reviews of a game, you just give me your thoughts on a video game, and that's it. Yeah, it's definitely not a 9. I'll give it a solid 8 so far, but it needs more time in. I don't trust IGN with anything. They definitely have a boner for him, because the I can't get my goddamn zipper on my sweater. It's like, come on now. Thank you. What the hell was I saying now? Christ. Thanks, COVID. All right. I don't trust IGN with anything you said. IGN has they have a hate boner because they literally drop another article about Suicide Squads about the story and about the other things. And now obviously they're just doing their rounds, right? $100 and a lot can't even log in and play. It should matter. Oh, it does matter, Rose. But again, the review has nothing to do with what you just said. The review has nothing to do with the $100 and the people can't play and stuff like that, right? If they want to report the news, that's fine. We're just talking about review process, right? If you want to write an article about that the servers are down and stuff like that, by all means, go ahead. I mean, I have a piece. There's people attacking me on my piece, right? They don't even watch the videos. You know what? Here's a feature I wish YouTube would implement on the platform. Okay. There's people that comment in your videos before they even listen to your video. You know this because when they comment about something, they literally say what you say in the video. But they put it in a way like you didn't say it in the video. And I start laughing and I'm just like, man, I wish, you know, when you go to Steam and it's like a Steam review, if someone leaves a comment, it says this person left a review and it has like 3 hours of playtime, 27 hours of playtime. I would love that in the comment section. Like, you go to your comment section, this person comments, and it says, didn't watch, or 3 minutes of a 20-minute video. And then you know how much they watched. Oh, I didn't think you were shitting on him. A couple years ago, I was on ESPN's site in October. All the major sports are full swing. Every single headline was about athletes dating or illegal trouble. Never went back. It's the same for IGN. Right, they don't report on the actual sport. Like, what's the sports score? Oh, he's dating who? This person's this? And that one. You're like, what is happening? I just want to know sports news. It's not like Metacritic leaving a review and you never play the game. That's what I'm saying. Helpful tip. Latest more than 4 hours call at the doctor. I still choose Suicide Squad over Helldivers unless Helldivers 2 blows me away. Look, I watched some gameplay of Helldivers. It actually looks pretty fun. I have no issue with Helldivers. The only reason I'm not getting Helldivers, LL came in the other day and said, 30, can I buy you Helldivers? I said, no, don't do it. I say, I appreciate it. I just don't have time. I just don't have time to play another game. I'm into Suicide Squads right now. I said, I'll get down the road. And Helldivers, they even came out and said, the developers said, they're going to keep adding more stuff to the game as it goes, right? So I'll wait, and then I'll get it a little farther down the road. Yeah, I'm not against Helldivers in any way, shape, or form. It's right up my alley. Oh, I know, Akuta Papa. I know. I couldn't tell you who's in the Super Bowl, but I can tell you Taylor Swift's going to be there. I can tell you who's in the Super Bowl. Do you know if Helldivers 2 can be played offline? No, it cannot. It's a multiplayer game. No, it's not a single player game. I'm pretty sure it's an online game all the time. Yeah, online co-op. Online co-op. It's the only game where everyone is laughing when all the team gets killed. Oh, I was watching some people. A guy was running back to his ship. They were being chased by a bunch of bugs, and he turned around and the guy, like, the guy that was running, he was swerving and he got killed. And then I was like, well, that sucks. That sucks. Yeah, it's drop in, drop out action is what it is. Online only. If your connection is shitty, expect a shitty experience. Right. I like how there was an article, I saw you say it earlier, that it's on pace to beating Pal World. In no way, shape, or form is Helldivers going to beat Pal World, right? And this is not me shitting on Helldivers. Okay, Pal World is a completely different beast, and for the media to even make a headline like that is ridiculous. Is a ridiculous statement. Now, obviously, Helldivers could sell a lot of copies. But the fact that the clientele, the player base that can play Pal World and the player base that can play Helldivers is completely different. Now, sure, is it possible? Sure. I just think it's silly to make an article so soon. Like, they could have said Helldivers is selling more than Hogwarts Legacy. No, they said Helldivers 2 is selling more. It's on pace of and beating Pal World. And it's like, come on, bro. I'm watching the Super Bowl just for Deadpool 3 trailer. No interest after that. Yeah, I watch it for the... I wanted the Lions, right? I'm not even a Lions fan, Rose, but I wanted the Lions to go, and I was interested in them going because then I would like to see them win the Super Bowl, right? But now it's the two teams I honestly don't care, and if your teams are in there, fantastic. Good luck to you, okay? But I'm watching for the commercials. That's it. I'm watching for the commercials. Saw the article this morning on Google. Yeah, just like, this is on pace. It's like Pal World sold 1 copy in the first hour, and then Helldivers sold 2, and they're like, on pace to beat Pal World, and then all of a sudden, you know, hour 2, Pal World sells 7 million copies, Helldivers sells 3 copies, and they're like, well, there goes that headline. The reason they make headlines like that is 100% just they're just baiting you. They're like, what? This must be a fantastic game. It's on pace. It's on pace to beating Pal World. The title is completely clickbait. The article, it says that right now Helldivers is higher on the top seller list compared to Pal World, even though Pal World is however many weeks old. Yeah. It's the same syndrome they have when a new movie comes out. And they're like, #1 movie in the box office. Like, did anything else come out this weekend? No, just that? Going against other movies that have already been out for a couple weeks? Okay, cool. #1 movie in the box office. Best movie of the weekend. It's the best movie on a Monday. On the 13th. In February. With the moon. Like, okay. What confuses me, it's written by Windows Central. Yeah, but Windows Central is not not owned by Microsoft. Oh, and can I say, I haven't been really, you guys, I mean, you're here, you watch me every day, right? I haven't been really covering the Xbox garbage that's happened, right? And when I say garbage, it's just like the entire, watching the internet from last weekend and this week, okay, is like someone going through a bad breakup. And it's very entertaining from the outside. It's very entertaining on the outside. I'm like, look at what's happening here. Okay, we've gone through emotions. We've gone through resent, depression. They've come out. Now they're like, they've gone through the steps, man. And I'm like, what is happening? All of these people, right? All of these people. And when I say all these people, I'm talking about YouTubers. Okay, you can tell who has contacts and you can tell who doesn't have contacts. Okay, because everyone has a guy, right? We all have a guy, right? It's like, hey, you want to watch? I have a guy. You need a ring? I have a guy. You need some tickets? I have a guy. Okay, when someone has news about the industry, I have a guy. Right? Nobody ever takes, and let me spell out to you. I'm not saying anything about Lono. okay, in any way, shape, or form. I'm talking about all of these other people, okay, that say they have a person, and then all of a sudden they're like, no, I don't really have a person. It was a thing I heard through someone else. The reason they say they have a person, an insider, a source, is to give themselves credibility, right? Is because they're trying to be like the people that actually have sources. And then when something like falls through, they're like, boy, did I look stupid, right? Because there's people out there that they had a whole news story, sky's falling, and they're like, yeah, it's not what we thought. Then why would you run with it? Why would you run with it? This is why I read the news. This is why I read the news. Xbox stuff is like killing someone's dog. Oh yeah, it's really entertaining from the outside. Really entertaining. Mr. 7 Digit says Helldivers is off to a rocky start on PC. Lots of folks are saying the DRM implications is pretty funky. Okay. It's just funny to me that the amount of people that are up high and then down low. DRM? DRM? We don't need no stinking DRM. You know what movie that's from, dude. Go ahead, put the title in, dude. You can get some points this morning. You know what movie I'm quoting? I mean, obviously it's not the same quote, but go ahead. Come on. What's the movie? There it is. 10 points. 10 points for the dude. We'll give 9 points for Rose for responding so quickly as well. 9 points. The dude is in the lead today, early on in the stream, where I hand out points and no one gets any prizes. Everyone that's putting UHF in the channel, I know how old you are. Badgers? Badgers? We don't need no stinking badgers. Not many people know this, but the turtle is the world's suction cup. Yeah, no, it's I forget the movie off the top of my head right now, but yeah, it's Badges. Yeah, it's a line off of that. Yeah. Spatula City, Spatula City. We sell spatulas, and that's all. If you guys have never seen UHF, those of you that have no idea what we're talking about right now, or what I'm talking about right now, it's a Weird Al Yankovic movie. It's such a great movie. It's a bad movie, but it's a great movie. It's funny as hell. Weird Al, basically, his character runs a television network, and it's like a low channel, like a PBS type of network, and all of a sudden it becomes super popular. It's fantastic. Every time I find a penny on the ground, I go back to that movie. Hey, mister, you got change, mister? Oh, wow, thanks. Every time I find a quarter, a penny, something on the ground, I go right back to that. No, we're bullshitting. I talked about IGN a little bit, crowded, because Helldivers 2 is here, and yet I don't see a review. I don't see a review. just want to make sure IG1's okay. I want to make sure they got a they got a code, because I'm looking forward to the review. You get to drink from the fire hose. All right, let's go to the first story. First story. U.S. gamers spend $57 billion in 2023. A lot of microtransactions. You shoot bugs, 7 out of 10. Oh man, I'm gonna have to start again. Did they get a code? I don't know, Sarge. I'm hoping to see the review sometime today. I'm sure it'll be out by noon. The dude says IGN has to buy their own games now. Don't worry, they get reimbursed. They get reimbursed. All right, let me start again. All right, so the U.S. gamers spent $57 billion with a B in 2023. In a recent report published by the Entertainment Software Association, and Circana, is that how you say that? Is revealed that the consumer spending on video games in the U.S. through 2023 totaled a whopping $57.2 billion. It's marked as an increase year on year and almost $1 billion in terms of breakdown. Gaming-based consumers spent $48 billion on video games content, $6.6 billion on hardware, and $2.6 billion on peripherals and accessories. Okay. It says phenomenal growth. Over time, more gamers are finding their way to the industry as the space becomes increasingly accessible. Imagine that. And yet, here we are in a world where Xbox says they might be moving their stuff to more platforms, right? And it's been estimated that there's more than 3 billion gamers on Earth. That's crazy. Do you know where gamers were when I started gaming? I think it was like 5 million, 6 million people. And now there's 3 billion gamers on Earth. Right? The vast majority in which play mobile games, which is pound for pound the most valuable sector of the games industry. Now, in a recent report, publishers jointly about the Entertainment Association also revealed that 13% increase in digital download spending was recorded through 2023 compared to 2022. In a statement from the ESA, Stanley says, quote, "These figures reinforce the position that video game industry as a growth engine of the United States economy. When combined with the fact that nearly 2/3 of Americans play video games regularly, cutting across all demographics and backgrounds, these results confirm that video game industry impacts as an economic and creative powerhouse with far-reaching culture influence." It's amazing. Why do game companies keep making these live service games? Why do they keep making live service games? Why do they all have battle passes? Why do they all have microtransactions? Amazing. Now, it says the report also pulls together figures from the breadth of the industry, entire industry, looking at everything consumers spend their money on, including physical and digital copies of the games, DLC and microtransactions, subscription spending, hardware, and accessories. The insight also revealed that the top grossing game in the United States through 2023 was Hogwarts Legacy, closely followed by Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3. In terms of mobile games, Monopoly Go and Candy Crush Saga topped the charts. Now, think about that for a second, right? We all know how much money Call of Duty makes, right? We know how many copies Hogwarts Legacy sold, and yet Monopoly Go and Candy Crush are the Hogwarts and Call of Duty of the mobile industry, okay? And we also know that, I guarantee you that Monopoly Go and Candy Crush are probably making 10 times the amount of money than the top-selling games on consoles and PCs were last year. So this is pretty crazy, right? Like, now you see it, right? $57 billion going across the industry. This is not about PlayStation versus Xbox or Nintendo versus PlayStation. This is the industry, and they're all in the industry together, and they're all making the cash. Apple, Amazon, Google, right? They all have little hands in the pot, and they're all trying to see how they can get together as a whole, right? As we sit here and complain and bitter back and forth. Well, my plastic box is better than your plastic box. The game industry is $57 billion. That's insane. That's bigger than any other division of entertainment on the planet. Okay? That's crazy. I don't even know where to go with this, right? $57 billion, right? We just watched the Kingard video yesterday, and he's talking about how people, they don't make the content anymore. They don't make DLCs anymore. They make the microtransactions. And when you bring in this money, right, where they talk about the figures of this right here, where it says, where's the breakdown they had? They had the breakdown of $1 billion in terms of breakdown. Gaming-based consumers spend $48 billion on video game content. $48 billion. That's all of this included. That's the physical and digital copies of the games and the DLC and microtransactions, right? And I guarantee you the DLC and the microtransactions, or should we just say the microtransactions, are probably 60, 70, if not 80% of all of that. Okay, so they're making $48 billion of the software and also the microtransactions. So why do we get broken games? Why do we get games that come out and they don't work when they release? Why do we wait 18 months, 24 months, 36 months for these games to get fixed? Because they get your money up front, do reports like this, and then they fix it by the time the next report comes out. Crazy. Candy Crush is where? Where is it at? It's on a mobile phone. I hate mobile games, but my wife got me hooked on the damn Monopoly Go. Unbelievable. I thought you were a gamer, Rose. I thought you were a gamer. Come on, Al. That's crazy. $57 billion. And people want to know why they're paying $45 for a skin in a video game, or $5 for a reticle. They're like, oh, don't tell me how to spend my money. And they want to know why games are broke, buggy, and unfinished. There's a BY. The billion. The billion. Each their own. Ignore the ramblings. I just don't get it. But then again, I don't think I'm a target audience. Everyone's a target audience. Mobile, everyone is the target audience. There's 3 billion people playing games across all platforms. And if there's only 250 million people getting on consoles, that's a whole lot of other people that can play your games from the 3 billion. Hence why Microsoft, that I've been saying for 5 years, is not playing on the consoles. They're trying to get into that 2.7 billion market that they're untapped from their division. My gamer card is pulled. No, we didn't pull it. We didn't pull it. We'll let you have it. We'll let you have it. I'll let you keep it because you were so quick on the draw on saying UHF. Yeah, there's a story about Elden Ring having a mobile game coming out. We're not talking about it though. But I did see an article about it. They're starting to tap into Candy Crush. Oh yeah, well they're also tapping into Call of Duty. Call of Duty's got 50 million people playing it on mobile. Think about that. Call of Duty has 50 million people playing on mobile. $50 million. Right? We as gamers, we look at it and go, mobile's not real. Mobile's not a gamer. You're not a gamer if you get mobile. And the industry looks at it and goes, look at all those gamers. Look at all those gamers. We're like, that's not a gamer. It's like that meme. You know that meme where the what's her name is pointing at the cat and the cat's like, it's like that's us pointing at the cat's the mobile. Right? The cat's the mobile. That's not a gamer. This right here. This is us. This is the industry of PlayStation, Nintendo, Xbox, PC gamers. This is us. And this is the mobile gamers. That's not a gamer. It's just $3, but $3 15 times is 45. Yeah. It's just energy. I don't have time. I don't have time. Eric says, I'm guilty. I'm playing COS. We have somebody of the 50 million people right here. It's not a unicorn. They do exist. See? They do exist. You're not a gamer. You're a poser. Gamers have clicks now. Back in the day, they were just nerds. Right. Right. Do you remember the football players and the sports athletes used to make fun of the people that played video games and read comics? And now they're one and the same. Now they're one and the same. Oh, you couldn't see the cursor? Is my cursor not being recorded? Yeah, my cursor's there. Can't see the cursor. Right there. Look. Oh, okay. Krebs, you can't see the cursor. Was the cursor was the cursor not being hold on, let me check the stream. Maybe it's not showing up on the stream. Let me see. Showing up on my screen, not my the capture screen. Yeah, it sees there. Yep, Krebs is just blind. Multiple Twitch streamers getting network errors with the Helldivers 2. That's it. It's over. Good run. It's a good run, Helldivers. It's a good run. It's a good run. Speaking of billions of dollars. Oh, no. Anyway, 100% the first time did the cursor wasn't on screen. Flag on the field. Time to review the footage. Oh, okay. 5 out of 10. Helldivers disgraceful. That's right. Servers are down. People at network errors. Keep the same energy. That's all I'm saying. Same energy. Suicide Squad. Shit game. Server errors. Helldivers 2. Server errors. You know what that means? That means trash night. Trash night. It was a good run. What happened to that game, Helldivers? Well, it was up for 8 hours, and then it had network errors, and never heard from it again. This is what I don't know how to feel about. What do you think is the implications of Disney being more in gaming? Okay, this is crazy, right? Because I get tired of saying this, and those of you that are here all the time, I've talked about this in the past. Not that Disney was coming to Fortnite, okay? But I said that Fortnite would do something along the ways, and they've been doing it for years now, as far as having the lobbies and people making their own games and doing stuff. But I talked about how Fortnite wanted to be, and I said this when they first did the first concert a couple years ago. It was like 3 years ago. I said, it was before they did the concert, they put store shops on the island, right? There was like a dance floor, and they had shops inside there. And I said, it's kind of weird that they're putting stores, like shops, but you can't interact with anything inside the game, right? And I said, this is going to be more down the road. I said, this is a test. This is a test to see how it is. They're going to build like a town or a city. If you guys remember on PlayStation, what was it called? Home? I think it was called PlayStation Home, right? Which they don't support anymore. But you would go into Home, and you would walk around the city, and there was like a movie theater you could walk into. Now there's like chat VR and stuff like that you can go into. And you could go into a shop and a store, and you would hang out with people, and there was different things. Yeah, PlayStation Home. So I played Second Life. We talk about Second Life all the time on this. I played it for years and years. And then we see this, right? Disney invests $1.5 billion in Epic to create a persistent universe tied into Fortnite. So now we got a small glimpse of this throughout the years where they branded with, you know, they got the IP for Marvel and Star Wars and different things. And we're like, well, what's going to happen? What are they doing with this, with all these IPs? You imagine they can have a universe? I talked about the Disney Infinity. I said Disney Infinity, basically what that did, I said Fortnite's doing now with all their stuff, right? So now Fortnite's got toys. They've had toys for years. But can you imagine if they make all the toys, all the characters from Marvel, from Pixar, from Star Wars, and now they sell them inside the stores of Target and online and the characters and the right? And then you can also, and I'm not saying they're doing this, but now, just like the Infinity characters, you can scan those people in, and now your character's inside the game and whatnot. Again, I don't know if they're doing this, but it could. But Disney, okay, we're gonna watch this for a second. This is crazy. I don't want the sound because, they're taking all of their stuff. Now we mentioned about a virtual Disney World. Now, this is not virtual Disney World, but this is like virtual Disney World. Okay. They're making a completely different universe, sort of like Legos, but now it's just Disney within Fortnite itself. Okay. And there's this giant map that comes in. You want to know numbers that are going to break records? You're going to watch the number go past 50 million, 60 million people playing this when this comes out, whenever this comes out, right? What was the last thing that they had? What was the last thing they had when it came out? What was the top number Fortnite had? Whatever it is, they're gonna smash that record. 44, I think, right? 44 million. They're gonna smash that record when this comes out. Okay. So Disney Fortnite maker Epic Games are teaming up to build what's being described as an expansive of open games and entertainment universe. As part of the announcement, Disney revealed that it's investing $1.5 billion in equity stake in Epic. Okay. That's pretty big deal. Details on what's the metaverse like project it looks like in sparse, but here's what Disney explained. It said, in addition of being world-class games experience, with Fortnite, the new persistent universe will offer a multitude of opportunities for consumers to play, watch, shop, and engage with the content, characters, and stories from Disney, Pixar, Marvel, Star Wars, Avatar, and more. Players, gamers, and fans will be able to create their own stories and express their own fandom in a distinctly Disney way and share content with each of their own ways that they love. And this will be powered by the Unreal Engine, right? Unreal Engine 5 or whatever. I'm assuming that you're going to have a house. You're going to have your own little island or house, and you can buy stuff from Disney. Microtransactions to furnish your house and the clothes and the characters and all that stuff, right? When it says to play, watch, shop, and engage with the content, okay? Obviously, you're playing the game, but watch means that you're going to be watching movies, different things with inside the world, with inside the stuff, which is Second Life. Second Life used to do this all the time. Okay, shop. Second Life did this as well. You would walk into someone's store or shop, but there won't be any player-owned stores, I don't think. But you're going to walk into, let's say, Pixar Land, and you'll be able to go to the gift shop inside of Pixar Land, and all of a sudden you'll see a Pixar Toy Story outfit that your character now wants to wear. Boom. Or you could become Buzz Lightyear type of stuff, right? This is what's happening. Okay. It says it sounds like a lot like Epic's recent collaboration with Lego. In 2022, Epic received a $2 billion investment, which was split between Sony and Kirkby and the investment company, helmed in the family behind Lego, and with a result of the launch of the survival game Lego Fortnite earlier this year. Now, that launch was part of a new era of Fortnite as Epic made a major push to expand beyond the game's Battle Royale roots, turning it into a platform for other kinds of games and experiences. To release the Lego Fortnite, a couple of Fortnite Festival, a music game from the creators of Rock Band, and a rocket racing from racers from the studio of Rocket League. Now, Epic has been a very vocal force of it coming to the concept of building metaverses through Disney recently appeared to scale back its efforts of the space. Laying off a dedicated metaverse division last year, Epic also recently laid off a large number of employees, cutting 16% of their workforce in September. He says this marks Disney's biggest entry ever into the world of games and offers significant opportunities for growth and expansion, the Disney CEO Bob Iger said in a statement. We can't wait for fans to experience the Disney stories and worlds that are loved the groundbreaking in new ways. Epic boss Tim Sweeney added, we're collaborating on something entirely new to build a persistence, open, and ecosystem that will also bring together Disney and Fortnite communities. It's unclear when the metaverse will debut, but the collaboration has already yielded a curious announcement for Rocket League, which is under the Epic umbrella, and getting Mandalorian theme update completely with the Grogu car trooper. They're going to take stuff in this game, and they could literally bring in just what's the word I'm looking for? They can have, again, I'm just making this up as I go, but just perceptive of what they could do. Disney owns Star Wars, and if you notice in the background here, like, that's Star Wars land. Okay, now we've talked about Star Wars land in real life, and it didn't work out for them. Well, now they can build it inside the Unreal Engine. Okay, and you could go and hang out in Star Wars land inside the actual game. Okay, they could do a game with inside the game, right? How many times have we played Fortnite and I said, man, they already have all the Star Wars characters. They could make Battlefront 3. Obviously, it won't be called Battlefront 3, but they could make a Battlefront 3 game just inside of Fortnite itself. They don't need to make a standalone separate Battlefront game anymore. Okay, they could make another Star Wars game within this game itself. So you log into Fortnite, and then you're like, oh, I'm going to go play some Disney stuff. And you go into the menu system, you click on Disney, you go into the world, you have a house, it's decked out like you're in Tatooine. Okay, you walk outside, now it's just like Disney Infinity. You can go to different realms and different things. It's crazy, man. This is a big deal, not only for Epic and for Disney. It's a big deal for a lot of gamers out there that, look, people they're introverts, right? They don't like to go outside. They don't like to go places. And now I can just walk around, and there's a lot of lands here. Okay, just based off of, let me get the other picture up, right? You can literally get any land from any game that you want inside this, which is insane. That is the land. Is there a picture? Just the picture. I keep finding the actual. I'll just do it. What is it? The Disney Fortnite. There it is. But that's. I just want the image. They keep linking me to. Here we go. All right. So in this picture, in the background, you have like, it looks like Frozen's world over there. Then you got Marvel back here. Then you have what looks like to be like the Disney Plus brand stuff, right? You got ESPN, you got Marvel, Lucasfilm, Pixar. This looks like the Disney Plus land over here. Then over here you have the Disney shows and stuff. Within here you have Nightmare Before Christmas, you have Wreck-It Ralph, you have Monster University. You have different brands with inside here itself, and then there's shops in the center. Over here, okay, you have what looks like the Disney Cruise Line. And there's obviously there's like planes and things you can fly into the airport over here. There's Peter Pan land down here. There's X-Wings, A-Wings, TIE fighters. Back here you have Avatar land. Okay, you have Pandora, Avatar land. You have Pandora. You have Star Wars, Battle of Hoth over here. You got the Death Star up in the sky over here. And then there's like a racetrack. Now, obviously this is concept art, so I don't know what's going to have. Okay. But you have all this stuff here, and they could just keep adding more stuff. So, cross-promotion. Now, let's think about Disney has a new Marvel film coming out. And now Fortnite can be like, watch it first within Fortnite. See what I'm saying? So the next Marvel movie comes out. Instead of going to theaters, you take your character, go into the movie theater inside here, pay V-Bucks, pay real money, whatever, and you could watch it, go full screen, and now you're watching it with inside the game itself. Again, I'm not saying this is happening. I'm saying this is potentially what could be happening. Okay? Which is, that's the metaverse, right? Second Life did this in the past. You would walk into a building, you would go into a theater that someone built, there'd be a YouTube player on the thing, and you would start watching YouTube videos inside the game, right? Like, I'm in real life, watching a screen, taking my character, walking to a theater, and then watching a screen, and it goes full screen, and now I'm watching a movie just like if I clicked on the movie itself. Okay? This is layers, fourth wall type of breaking type of stuff. And they could do this with anything, right? Sporting events come up. They could put it in here. Concerts come in. You can go to the concert. Can't afford a concert ticket? You can go to a concert inside here. Now, they already did the concert stuff, right? But now they can charge you for concert stuff because now it's going through Disney or it's going through something else. This is pretty crazy where we're going in the video game space and what Epic is trying to do. All of these players we talked about, Facebook, Epic, anybody else, they're all trying to make the metaverse. They're all trying to compete for the metaverse. And I'll tell you what, man, Epic is set up where they could get it real fast before anybody else because they already have these IPs and brands in place with their game. Okay? I mean, I'll be honest, it'd be pretty cool if we can get a Transformers land and then I can be all the Transformers transforming and having a battle inside a big world. All Transformers. That'd be pretty cool. Or maybe you like Thundercats, or maybe you like, I don't know, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, which is supposedly coming into the game, right? They could literally keep adding stuff over and over, and it's just an endless possibilities what Epic can do. These are just my thoughts. Let me know yours in the comments section down below. What do you think of this? What do you think of Fortnite and Disney teaming up, and what do you think this is going to be? Is it just going to be a land you walk around and kind of just explore, or is it going to be a hell of a lot more stuff to do? Again, leave it in the comment section down below. Please make sure you share, like, and subscribe. And if you like what we do here, please check out some of our other videos. Thanks for watching. What do you think, chat? Some crazy stuff, man. Some crazy stuff. WB needs to be to buy better servers. Paid for the market. That's all. Mash says, okay, you gotta love the job title. Epic Boss. What a double winner chicken dinner job name. Oh yeah, I'm an epic. What's your job? I'm a epic boss. Oh, you're an epic boss. It seems a little, a little conceited. No, I'm a boss. An epic boss. All right, it's fine. Don't want to tell me. Who do you work for? Epic. I'm an epic boss. Disney has lost $10 billion in the last 10 years, and they're trying to recoup going after the children since their movies are trash fires. Rose says, you won't play the game. I hate Fortnite. Chippendale in Stormtrooper outfits. Disney-fied the shit out of Star Wars. Hang out with the Star Wars characters from Disney Star Wars. We all hate. Now you understand, dude. Now you understand. Disney, we're hurting for money. Also, Disney, let's spend $1.5 billion on Fortnite crossover. May the force be with you, Epic. Reminds me of Kingdom Hearts 3. Now I want Kingdom Hearts 4. When the Vision Pro got announced, Apple partnered with Disney. I wonder if the VR will be added to Fortnite. Oh, I think they're definitely going to add some sort of VR headset or feature, I should say, to walk around the Disney parks in real life or virtually. Absolutely. You know, there's a channel out there. So a couple weeks ago, me and my family went out to a pizza place, and we walk in, and my son's looking at the TV, and I'm ordering, right? I'm ordering, sitting down at the table. He comes walking over, and he's like tapping me. He's like, you know, he's on here, and he's just tapping me. I'm like, what? And he doesn't say anything. He just points to the television set, and I'm like, what? And I look at the television set, and it's just a camera, right? So a pizza place has a YouTube channel just on the screen, and the person's just walking around New York. Okay? Just walking around New York. And I'm like, what is that? And I'm like, is this popular? I don't understand. So I go look. I go look up the channel. Okay? I go look up the channel. And I'm like, there's no way. There's no way. Right? The channel, I mean, I'm doing YouTube wrong. I don't even know why I'm talking to you people. I should be just walking around filming stuff. Okay? He's got each view is over 1 million views. Right? Over 1 million views. Of 11 hours. 11 hours of walking around New York. And I'm like, holy Christ. It's an 11-hour YouTube video. And I'm like, what am I doing? I'm working way too hard for my 2,100 subs. I'm working way too hard. This guy is walking around New York with a camera, doesn't say anything, doesn't do anything, just walks around New York. Amazing. Okay. So, he makes money. Sounds like an idea. Hit it up. There you go. Just walk around places. Mash, absolutely right. Since I've been standing, I got more views. But it's crazy. It's crazy, okay, that people like to just watch people walk around. So I go back to what Krebsy's saying about the VR headset, right? Like, people just want to walk around places and go, oh, that's cool looking. They just like to sightsee. They just like to look at things. This is a microtransaction store for children. Yes. Get on the elliptical, watch a Disney movie, you know, multitask. Better lock up your credit card, folks. Kid's going to need your V-Bucks for all these microtransactions coming. I wouldn't be surprised if V-Bucks becomes a viable currency, like a Bitcoin. Epic announces that V-Bucks are on the market now. Jones says he's doing the terrorist jobs for them. Yeah. I hate those videos on my TV running all the time. People walking around cities, driving around cities. Yeah, I don't get it. Fortnite already has a lot of assets already made in the Disney crossover and already did. So the partnership was inevitable. Water's gonna come up with this channel. The shit you see at the public gym. I mean, isn't that TikTok? Isn't that TikTok? DJ says I'm watching one right now. Wait a minute, you're watching me right now? Watching me? Should I take my camera and start walking around? I mean, I can walk around the farm. Just walk up and down each row of the grove. Yeah, I could do that. I just bought a pretty decent sit and stand desk for $160 on Amazon the other day, and I'm enjoying it. Glad I bought it, and they had a slightly less wide for $119. Good reviews as well. I like mine. I bought two of them, right? I bought two of them. It's 48. Wait, it's 80. I have two of them, so they're 80 inches or 96 inches long, and it's 2.5 feet wide. My only downside is my other table is gigantic. This call center was going out of business. I got these heavy duty desks, right? And they were stable. This, if I touch the desk, you see, it's very shaky. So I'm trying to come up with something to, so it stays more rigid. You know what I mean? So it doesn't move as much. So like when I'm touching stuff, this is why I have this microphone is not attached to the same desk as the camera, right? And if I type anything on the thing, it kind of shakes it a little bit. So that's the one downside about the standing desk. The higher it gets, the more wobbly it gets. It took so long to get one because I was like, I didn't want to spend $400 plus dollars on which was the average price I've seen. Yeah, no, I know now why some standing desks are expensive, because they're heavy duty and they don't shake as much. Put your Xbox under. So yeah, no, I have. Here, hold on. I haven't had time, but so I have this. This is where my computer is going to go. Okay. So my computer right now is on the ground, but it's on a piece of wood about 3 inches above the ground. But I got this, and this is going to attach to the bottom of the desk. Okay. So then my computer, the weight will be underneath the desk, and then it won't be as heavy or as shaky. But that's what I have going on. An expensive table placement holder, according to GameStop.
Hello, what have we here?
I got a million ideas for the desk, Mike. Cardboard, just slip a piece under the leg. Yeah, it's because it's on rug. My idea is I'm gonna put when the desk is all the way up where I have it, I'm gonna put a little strip on the wall with a little piece of foam, like rigid foam. So when it gets to that top point, it hits that piece of foam and it won't move. I'm just going to attach to the back of the desk. So no matter where it is, it'll have like this much of a gap in it, right? So it won't move that much. Does anyone know if Hogwarts Legacy won an actual any awards? I don't think it's done yet. They have the DICE Awards, and they also had the BAFTA. They were nominated for both award shows. Unlike the Great Keeley Fest Awards. Did you just say you're going to strip on the wall? I'm going to put a strip on the wall. No strip in here. That's my OnlyFans. Suicide Squad will win best ongoing game. Yeah, my desk is electric, rises and goes. Up and down. Maybe you get one of those hard plastic pads and go on top of the carpet for the rolling chairs, then cut it to fit underneath the desk. That's not a bad idea. Not a bad idea. Actually, I have. I mean, I'm standing on one now. I could flip it. Actually, that's not a bad idea. But then if I stand on it, then it'll move the thing. I think you're right. I have to cut it. let's say Xbox stops. How would they handle your digital library in the worst case scenario? When I had a Stadia, I had a pretty big library, and Google refunded everything. They're not taking. The worst case scenario is not. Xbox is not taking anything away from you. Like, they're not taking anything away from you. At least not now. Maybe years from now, but they're not. What's happening right now with Xbox is that's not going to happen. People are. It's like a bad game of telephone. Like a bad game of telephone. Bo said just grab a 2x6. Probably the easiest one. Grabs Xbox and games, heads to the secret bunker. My cold dead. Not even confirmed yet. People are taking rumors and running with it. Yeah, Dupless. Look, there's one thing. I'll read the news, but I'm not. Look, I said in the past what Xbox is doing, and I think exactly what I said 5 years ago, exactly what's happening now. Okay, everyone's crying wolf, freaking out, dishing up, taking their Xbox, turning it in. Like, I mean, you do what you want, but everyone is freaking the frick out, and I think it's hilarious. Yeah, I don't even have any, like, I know you're asking, Jojo, like, what do I think's gonna happen? I mean, okay, worst case scenario, Xbox says we're done. We're closing shop. We're not having, you as a customer, you get nothing. You bought the stuff, you played the stuff, and now the stuff is gone. They're not gonna refund you anything. You're not gonna get shit. They'll give you a gift card to come to the Windows store so you can buy stuff. You know what I mean? They're not going to do anything. You bought it, you played it, and that's it. Who says, we all know I'm just goofing off. Or are you? I mean, because you're using them as one of the, so you figured out the underneath makes it solid and a single table. Solid and a single table. Oh, I mean, because you're using them as one. Figure out underneath. Oh, you're talking about the wood, Mo. I gotcha. None of the reasons, even if the Xbox, am I a fan of, have nothing to do with the Xbox first-party exclusives. None of them are even that great, in my opinion. Again, I have pretty diehard Xbox. Even if they do close shop, it won't let it ruin my day. Yep, because you still have your 360. You can still play it. You can still play the games that you have. Obviously, if it's online games, you can't play it. But that's not what's happening. That's not what's happening. What's the thing going on now? That GameStop, is this true? Is this true? GameStop put out a thing and said that it's the Microsoft Game Pass, and now people are freaking out because then GameStop changed it back. They went out too early. So, like, the whole thing is Microsoft is changing their brand from Xbox Game Pass to Microsoft Game Pass. Can you imagine if that's the only thing that's happening? Could you imagine if that's the only thing that's happening? They're rebranding themselves because they're already on, right? Xbox is already a third-party publisher, right? They're a first-party publisher, third-party publisher, day and date, on PC, on mobile phones, on their Xbox, right? And now they just bring more games over to the other ones, case-by-case scenario, and all they're doing is changing the name from Xbox Game Pass to Microsoft Game Pass. Everyone would be like, oh, my guy said. My guy told me this. My guy told me this. Little guy. That'd be great because then you can put it anywhere. Yeah, but they could do that now. They don't need to call it even if they call it Microsoft, they can call it whatever they want, Mo. Regardless of what the name is, that's what they're doing. They're putting it everywhere. So as Halo, I mean, Halo's peak is long gone, but you have 3 or 4 high-quality games in the series, in my opinion. Microsoft needs to fix or upgrade cloud. I mean, cloud is what it is. They're gonna make it what it is. They're the leaders in the business, right? They make the world go round. We as consumers just like our phone companies keep getting better. Our internet companies keep getting they don't keep getting better, but they keep evolving, right? It does keep getting better. More expensive, but it also keeps getting better. No EA Play used that wording last March too. No EA Play used that wording last March too. Used what? That be everywhere type of thing? Is that what you're talking about? Stadia Tech worked way better for him. I mean, look, Mixer worked 10 times better for me than YouTube. But here we are. That's what I'll say, Jojo. Right? Mixer's platform was 10 times better than YouTube, but yet here we are. That the amount of copium that's happening right now, like literally everyone, like I said before, it's like going through a breakup. It's like the stages of grief, anger, like they went through it all. Like the denial. So I was just like, what is happening? And all because somebody said something. Ron Slusher says, the big announcement is Game Pass is coming to Switch and PlayStation 5 via cloud streaming. Thank me Monday. Dumpy, the rumors, right? The rumors is that it was mid-March. But leaker and trusted source, Miller, now again, he doesn't get everything right, but he's pretty damn good. He says it's coming out, I think, March 5th. Which let me check the calendar. Right? So March 5th is a Tuesday. So take what you want with a grain of salt. But don't know. The actual answer is nobody knows. The rumored answers is mid-March, and the leaked information is March 5th. Now, I do know I have a video, and I can't remember if it was on Lono's podcast or if it was on GXG. I'll have to go back and check. But I have a video, and I remember having a conversation where I said there will be a day that Game Pass will be on Switch and PlayStation. And I said it'll happen, and everyone was like, it won't happen. Now, I'm not saying it's going to happen, like, next week. But there will be a time, because that's the way the industry is going. Did you guys hear about the merger that's trying to happen with sports? You guys hear about this one? So Disney, Discovery, and Fox are all trying to combine forces to make their own sports subscriptions network. Okay, there's even talks about that the industry might go away. Okay, where the Super Bowl might be a pay-per-view event. We've gone so far to the future, we're going back to the past. Okay? Because if I take Fox, Disney, Discovery, and I put them all on one service, isn't that called cable? Isn't that called cable? Isn't that amazing? Well, Krebsy, right now, right? Apple doesn't want you to play, like, you couldn't play Game Pass through the app, but you could play it through the browser. You know what I mean? Yeah, but Sarge, if all the sports networks get together, they make their own sports network. No one sees a problem with that? Nobody sees a problem with that? That's the idea, Mike. They're forcing people to go back to paying for cable. Good luck. Good luck. It's just funny. It's like, we're going to get away from cable and you can get the things that you want, but then we're going to take everything and put it back together and it's one subscription service. It's like, that's called cable. That's called cable. Sports subscription locked behind Game Pass sounds cool. No, but you only can get it if you go into Fortnite. Could you imagine? Yeah, you only can watch Disney Plus if you get Fortnite. So you have to get Fortnite, and then you have to go into the island, and then you have to walk your avatar into the land to then go into the stadium so that you can watch your sporting event virtually. But you have to have V-Bucks to do it. Game Pass will go to other consoles in the future. Question is when. I expect them to charge you more on the PlayStation Nintendo, though. Well, why would they charge you more, right? Like EA Play is on those platforms. Ubisoft is on those like those are separate entities, right? Isn't Ubisoft Plus on PlayStation Plus? If you pay a certain fee, don't you get both those things, or is it separate? I'm asking because I don't have a PlayStation, right? Like, for instance, I could pay for EA Play, or I pay for Ultimate. And if I pay for Ultimate, I get EA Play. And with that, I get PC, Xbox, and I get EA Play. So I'm playing Skull and Bones. I made all the tools and to gather resources, but it won't let me gather resources. 10 out of 10. There you go. I mean, y'all saw ESPN on the map for Fortnite. There you go. It is interesting. I just think it's stupid that you're gonna put all those sports networks on one sports network, and then you're gonna charge. That's gonna be expensive. That's gonna be really expensive. Yes, it's like Game Pass. Yes, highest tier has it. Right, but there's other benefits than just you're getting just EA Play on Game Pass. Right, you can play it on PC. You can play it here. You can play it there. You can get also EA Play, right? So, yeah, it'll be more. But what I'm saying is Ubisoft Plus is there, right? Ubi is inside Plus, somewhat. It's Ubisoft Classic, I believe. So now the tier, you're correct. It will be more expensive, but Game Pass will be like, well, if you get the ultimate tier, right? So if Game Pass comes out again, I'm not saying it is. We're just having a conversation. If Game Pass ever came onto PlayStation, it would be a part of like Ubisoft Plus, where Ubisoft Plus is, right? So it'd be like the highest tier, like you're saying. Okay, it'd be Ubisoft Plus. It'd be also Game Pass. Maybe it wouldn't be all Game Pass. Maybe it would be just a select few. Maybe it would just be the first-party title games that Xbox makes over on that platform, right? Maybe it's not all of Game Pass. Maybe it's a catered Game Pass. Who knows? What's going on, Elder? Elder says, any news on Suicide Squad logins yet? I tried this morning and no go. 4 days now. I know that the last night we were getting dropped if we tried a multiplayer. I haven't seen anything. And then when I went to their Discord, because they said, go to our Discord, we'll have information for you there. When you go to their info for troubleshooting or known issues, the last known issue was on January 29th. So they haven't said anything there. There's no announcements in any way, shape, or form. So I don't know. There's nothing. There's no news on any of that. I do know they're helping people out that couldn't get on originally, that they're able to get in on. So that's the problem, though, Jones. They're not giving refunds to people if they got in and played a certain amount of hours, which is the problem. It's not day one games like Ubisoft own server. Sure. Same with the EA Play. You don't get the games day one. Well, some of them you do. You get like a trial on some of the things. F for anyone else? Did my stream freeze or something? Stream is dying? Not on my end. I'm literally watching my stream. EA is day one PC only. There would be no reason to make Game Pass more expensive elsewhere. You're putting it elsewhere because you want people to pay for it. And then by putting it elsewhere, you're also increasing the amount of MO. Well, I don't think they would raise Game Pass. I think it would just be in the higher tier, right? So, just like you're paying for the higher tier Game Pass or the higher tier PlayStation Plus or the higher tier Nintendo thing. Crowded says F for fine for me. That might be a region thing. Yeah, that might be a region thing. Because what I have going is I have, that's what this earpiece is for, right? So mine's to monitor the actual stream. Because when people start to say, hey, it's freezing or whatnot, usually if they say that, it happens on my end. Like sometimes I get a little stuttering on my end. If you refresh YouTube, it fixes it. But yeah, that's what this is for. I hear it like 6 seconds after. Why are they saying Game Pass on Xbox would be $10, but on PlayStation, same thing would be 14? I don't think they're saying that. At least that's not what I was getting at. I think what I was saying is that it would still be the same price. It would just be included in a higher tier, like a Ubisoft Plus, like an EA Plus. Like if I just get Game Pass, it's just Game Pass. But if I get the higher tier Ultimate, then I get EA Plus with it. You know what I mean? And I get to play on PC as well. I think it'd be the same. They would just the other people would put it in a higher tier to include it with a bunch of other stuff, if that's what they did. If that's what they do, I should say. Yeah, but they don't have to charge more for it. You see what I'm saying, Mr. Digit? Like, if Xbox is like, yeah, it's $10, you put it on your platform, and then PlayStation and Nintendo, if they choose to put it on the platform, they would just be like, okay, cool. They would put it in the higher tier. Because I would assume that the higher tier segment of those things is not as high as the mid-tier ones or the lower tier ones. So they would put more value in the higher tier stuff, and that would attract more people to go do that. Yeah, but that's not making Game Pass more expensive. That's just making the higher tier of whatever tier that is on that platform, whatever it is. You're passing the buck to the consumer. They pay for the same price, but now you're getting more value. So like Sony would be like, oh, you get the movies, you get Game Pass, you get Ubisoft Plus, and you get whatever games when they come out day and date. $28, $25, whatever it is. Right? They would have to make that value for the premium. Game Pass coming to PlayStation 5 would be great then. I don't need my Xbox. And that's what a lot of people do right now. There's people that play. There's more people that have Game Pass that don't own an Xbox right now than have Game Pass with an Xbox. PlayStation Plus again. I'm done with the live service on that platform. Good. But they don't have to raise the price. The price is already there, and if people are not paying for that, you see what I'm saying? Like, they make the most value off of that one. So, for instance, let's say it costs them $5 for every person that comes on the platform, right? For PlayStation. Again, this is all hypothetical. I'm just giving you, right? If I have a subscription service and each person is worth $5 of the $10, right? So I make 50% off of that. And then my next tier is $15, and it still costs me $5 to have that, okay, per person. Okay, so I'm making $10 off that. And then my highest tier is $20, right? So I'm making $15 per person off of the profit off that, okay? So if less people are getting the higher tier right now because they're at the base value or the mid-tier one, I'm making $5 off the bottom, I'm making $10 off the middle, and less people are not getting the premium one because the value's not there. All of a sudden, they take something else, stick it on there. Now the $20 premium version has got more value. So now the people down below go, oh, I can do this, this, and this in the premium version, and they might raise up. More people might get in on that platform. They don't have to. They're still making a profit off of it. Do you want to make a percentage of nothing, or do you want to make a percentage of something? Like, think about it as the business. If I could sell something without doing it, if I could sell you a physical picture, I have one picture. I sell that picture. Someone buys that picture. I got to sell that picture for $1,000. But if I have prints of that picture, okay, I can sell that picture for $1,000, and I can sell that 1,000 times. But if I have a digital picture, okay, I can sell that picture for $100 and sell that 1,000,000 times. They're making money off of nothing. This is why Game Pass is so beneficial for Microsoft, right? The game is made, but it's digital. They don't have to ship it somewhere. They don't have to do anything. So Microsoft, if they ever go over to another platform, the other platform is like, okay, they hit a button, they let the stuff come in, and they're making money off of that. They're all in the business together. Did you guys miss this article from the beginning? You guys missed this one? The gaming industry has made $57 billion. Krebsy says, I think you're confusing some. 30 is saying adding Game Pass into the PlayStation Premium tier, but increasing the PlayStation Premium cost at a few dollars, which I don't think most would think this way. Well, no, I'm not even saying they're raising the price anymore. I'm saying people that are playing for premium, there's not enough people in the premium state, right? There's more people playing the mid-tier or low tier than there is the high-end tier, because the high-end tier doesn't seem like a good value point. So if they added Ubisoft Plus, an EA Play, a Game Pass to the higher tier premium, then it would feel more worth getting the $20 version of it, is what I'm saying. I saw articles before. PlayStation Plus, whatever the highest tier is, people are like, it's not worth it. It's not worth the value of what it is. Right? It's not worth the high-end price. So they have to add value to it. They're still making the most money off of that, right? It still costs the same per person. And now I'm not talking about the person that's paying for it. I'm talking about the company, how much each person costs them to have on a server or whatever. Yeah, but how's it going to go from $80 to $135 a year just for Game Pass value? No, but they're not raising the price for the. In my scenario, in this hypothetical world, they wouldn't be raising the price to PlayStation Premium or PlayStation Plus Premium. It would stay the exact same. There would just be more value there for you, and more people would come into that level. That's what they did with Xbox. Xbox had two things. They had Xbox and they had Ultimate. Ultimate was just at one point was only play on PC and thing. And then they added EA to it. They added more value to the high-end plays, right? More people came and got the Ultimate because they could get it on the PC. They could also get EA Play. Yes. Years later, they added it for $2 more. $2 extra came up. But more people are buying Ultimate than they were on the lower tier one. We had an article 7-8 months ago, maybe almost a year ago now, right? They're making $400 million off Ultimate, or 70% of the $400 million is coming from Ultimate. But a lot of games, which are Game Pass, are in PlayStation Plus as well. Sure. Except for the first-party titles coming from Game Pass, which goes back to the original thing I said, where they have a package that Game Pass is not all games. It would just be like the Xbox games on that platform. What if we were aliens and all along, and this one wiped out the Earth's original inhabitants, who much more technological advanced than us? Perhaps. Yep. Perhaps. It was the cows. The cows were here before us. They were technologically advanced, and now we're milking them. It's a metaphor. Businesses are milking us. Cool. How many games are on PlayStation Plus versus Game Pass? All right, let me see. a Reddit post. If you own Xbox consoles and gaming PC, you can get Game Pass Ultimate, which offers games and get the entire library since the game is a platform specific at $17 a month. No, it's not. Xbox Game Pass versus PlayStation Plus. It doesn't say. Like, I know what you're asking. You're asking, like, if there's 100 games on Game Pass and 100 games on PlayStation Plus, which ones overlap? I don't think it gives you that information. Guy 79, yes. Put Game Pass in PlayStation Premium to attract lower subscribers to upgrade the premium. Right. That's what I think they would do if I'm not saying that's what they're doing. I'm saying if they ever did that, that's where they would put it. Right? They would put it in the premium section to get the people, look, if you're gonna pay for this, then you're gonna have to pay a little bit more for it. Right? Correct, Krebsy. Right? They already do it with three model and more equal subs to tier 2 model. Right? They have to get more value to get, because people look at it and go, well, it's $20 or whatever it is. I don't know what the price is, right? And they're like, is that worth it? Right? To me, the EA stuff is not really worth it. But the PC, where I can play Game Pass as an Xbox user, to have Game Pass, where I can play it not only on Game Pass on the console, but I can also play on PC, that's worth the extra money for me. So I can play here or there. Right? And then on bonus on that, EA's there. But wouldn't Microsoft lose tons of money? Game Pass is a monthly charge. $135 a year for PlayStation Plus is only an extra $55 a year. Yeah, sure. You're losing money, but you're also gaining money. Do you see what I'm saying, Crowded? You don't have to make $100 of $100 that you put out there. Right? If I have 100%, what would you rather have? 100% of nothing or 10% of everything? I'll tell you what. I'll take the 10% of everything. You can have the 100% of nothing. Like, I don't understand where people come from when you guys talk about business. You understand a business is here to make money, right? They want to make as much money as possible. And as a customer, you want to save as much money as possible. Coming from it in any other angle, I don't understand, right? The people that like defend these companies and whatnot, as a consumer, you want to spend as less money as possible because you want to try to keep as much money in your pocket as possible to make it worth your while. You can go out and do whatever. The company wants to take as much money from you as possible. Our goal in the world of life is to get through to golf, have the lowest possible score possible, giving out the least amount of money as possible for the best part of entertainment. Their job is to give us the least amount of entertainment possible to get the biggest chunk of money out of us. Okay? And if they can't take $100 from us because we're not interested in that product, but they can take $10 from us, that's a win for them. Because if they can get $10 from 1 million people instead of getting it from $100 from 1,000 people, they'll take it. That doesn't add up. Yeah. Right? But when Microsoft lose money, yeah. But they're also gaining a shit ton more money. Again, let me go back to this again. Let me go back to this again. Right? Let me make this as big as possible. $57 billion in 2023. Microsoft, Nintendo, Steam, all those companies are in bed together, and they're splitting this pot. And now within that group, they're trying to dick each other over who can get the biggest percentage of this pot. Right, Mo. That's why Game Pass is so good for consumers. And this is why people look, I've said in the past, and I'll stick with it. I think Game Pass is unsustainable for the business. But as a customer, I'm all for it because it saves me a shit ton of money. It's like those Geico commercials. I just saved 15% on my car insurance. I just saved a shit ton of money on my gaming hobby. Hopefully Microsoft won't screw up King Mobile. Screw up for who? The consumers that are paying billions of dollars in mobile spending? Or they won't screw it up for King, like the company? Like all these companies that get bought out, that's their goal, right? There's people that literally make businesses to sell to businesses. Be lucky it's Microsoft, since any other corporation would have been able to soak the initial loss for long, right? Like I don't understand. A lot of you guys are. I just don't understand sometimes. And when I say you guys, I mean just in general, like the gamers, the industry, the people. They're like, oh, they're for the corporation. They want to spend as much money as possible. They're like, the people that play the games are as broke as the games. Right? Right? The games come out broke, buggy, and unfinished, and the people that buy those games are also broke because they live above their means. Meanwhile, Microsoft is over here going, we're giving you all of these games for $10 a month, or $15 a month, or $17 a month. And everyone's like, this is crazy. These are shit games. It's like, are they shit games? I don't know if they're shit games. I mean, you can go buy Gollum for $70. That was a shit game. King Kong, that was a shit game. Left 4 Dead, that was a shit game. Those were full price games. Right? You guys paid $120. You guys spent $120 to go buy Battlefield 2042, where I had 10 hours free because I had Game Pass Ultimate, okay, to try the game out and decide for myself if it was worth the purchase. And now I didn't even use all 10 hours, and I waited a year and I played on Game Pass. One person's bitter, the other person's having fun. Right? The person that paid $120 is bitter because they were screwed over. And me, who waited for Game Pass, is like, man, this is a lot of fun. Hey, now. Only Boss did that, 30. Oh, yeah? I bet you there's a bunch of other people. Yeah, it's a pretty wild take. I've never seen so many people against a large library of games for a good price. Yeah. So none of you guys during the summer sale of Steam, buy any games, right? Nobody's buying the Steam sales. You buy all those games at full price. Get out of here. Get out of here. Wait, can you play solo, or is he playing solo because he can't connect to the servers? Z? Can you play solo? Because on the game, it says it's co-op. It says online co-op. It doesn't say solo at all. Argus says, I only buy biggest, most popular games at full price. Everything else is sale, Game Pass, or Steam sale. That's because the average person wants to save a buck. Maybe it's with bots. Maybe. What I was told from what I watched, again, the person I watched, I asked a question, and they said, no, you have to play online with people. It's like drop in, drop out. So you could be by yourself, but it's like really hard. And then all of a sudden it fills in. It fills in. I guess you could maybe lock that off. I'm not sure. Oh, you're good, Z. No squad. Yeah, let me know, because I don't know. I didn't play it. I just watched somebody, and when I asked the question, I said, is it solo? They said, no, you have to play online. And then when I went to Steam, it said online co-op. All right, the next thing I want to talk about, which I think is funny, is that Paul Tassi, he's put about 40, 50 hours in this game. And watching him talk about this game has been quite entertaining. Because he hates it, but he likes it, and he thinks it's bad, but he wants to keep playing it, type of thing, right? And he says that he likes it, it's addictive, right? But it's also, the story is bad and whatnot. But now he's writing an article about how the game sucks, but it could be good because of the future of what's happening in the game if you were paying attention. Okay? He says, we may be heading towards Suicide Squad Save the Justice League this year. Okay. Ever since the premise of Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League was announced, it seemed exceedingly unlikely that there are Arkham games. Rocksteady's plan has actually kills its Batman plus the rest of the Justice League, just as it met from the first time. Now, but while yes, you do in fact kill the entire Justice League, and of course the game, spoilers, so there is spoilers if you don't want to know. Okay, there's an increasing amount of evidence that the rest of the year, the live aspect of the game may be about saving or reuniting them instead. Okay, so now the hate that everything's getting, right? Before I even continue reading, because I haven't read the article yet, right? So everyone's hating on the game because of the disrespect they did for the Justice League. But now he's writing an article about we might be saving them. So I wonder if this will change the tune of people. Okay, it says, I'm digging into the data mine stuff here. And as I believe are plenty of clues for this in the actual game itself. First and foremost, there's just too many weird things that don't add up. The incident, one specific theory that the Justice League members we fought are clones rather than the originals. The originals with Brainiac still may be keeping hostage on the ship or elsewhere. Okay, let's see. It says 1. The Flash loses a finger and later appears to have it regrown incompletely. They make it very obvious at this point at the camera. Okay, and that's what you call storytelling. Okay, storytelling, when you show something. Usually a movie doesn't show something unless it's important to the actual story. Okay, Green Lantern's ring doesn't fly away when he's dead and lets King Shark temporarily use it, which is not how those rings work, and may indicate a poor copy of one. Imagine that. Again, showing the ring not flying away and falling into the water, and things not disappearing. Plus, when the Green Lantern is dead, the shield doesn't actually go down. Later, it appears at the background of the cutscene in green light ascending to the sky, and the ship seamlessly reclaims his body of the ring itself. Okay? Right? It's the body, not the ring. Okay? Superman is stabbed in the chest with the green kryptonite and barely reacts. This leads to a theory by Lex that the corruption of the alternate of heroes is some fundamental way, and that the Batman's DNA is to find the answer. But the idea of this is I'll share some sort of shared DNA thing from Brainiac that could indicate cloning. Okay. There's a line of Brainiac that's about making more of you when the trash talking you're during combat. And this is what I'm talking about when people watch the cutscenes that are not playing the game, just watching the cutscenes for the face value with no context or whatnot. They're just watching it and going disrespectful. But if you play through the game and you hear the banter back and forth while you're flipping around the city and you're doing all the stuff, okay, you're not watching that because most people don't watch that stuff. They watch the cutscenes. They say, well, it's disrespectful and this is what's happening. But if you listen to the actual story that Rocksteady's telling, it's actually a good story. But, each their own. Okay. Then there's the fact that Brainiac quietly literally uses Batman/Flash DNA to make new enemies that you fight against in combat. That's a huge thing, right? Why would they be infused if he didn't have the DNA of the actual characters? Interesting. All this DNA-based stuff, just not some mind control brainwashing thing. So why go down the road? So the idea here is that after killing the Justice League, the Suicide Squad will discover what really happened and then be tasked with recruiting the original Justice League from the clutches of Brainiac. However, he has them stashed. Now, this would be solving a problem. Oops, he murdered the entire Arkhamverse Justice League, which always seems like a decision that would not be permanent. So if you thought it wasn't permanent going in, then why are people upset about it? Because they disrespected him, right? Especially if they're not even the real Justice League. I don't know. Okay. It says the entire Justice League is permanent. Okay, but rather than the time travel or something, this may be the answer. An alternative, perhaps an easier one, and the alternate universe of the Justice League members could be pulled in from the Elseworlds in order to reassemble that way, though I can likely be a clone idea more. Okay, it says the question is there be enough players around to even witness the potential turn like this? I know many of us did not end up loving the central premise of the putting of the bullet in the skull of every Justice League member, and that may be the solution to that. Here's the thing. Stories are told and you don't have to like them, but you have to actually comprehend what the story was to say if you like it or don't like it. And there's plenty of clues throughout the thing. And this is me not talking to Paul Tassi. This is me just talking in general to the people that watched the cutscenes and didn't like it because they were disrespecting the Justice League. There's plenty of clues that things were happening, and it's not just what face value is. But a lot of people they got to get their videos out. They got to get their tweets up. They got to get the interaction. They got to get the engagement. That's what it is, right? So it says, though if this is true, I'm not sure how to get around the original Wonder Woman being killed by Superman. Very simple. She's dead. She actually died. And when she died, they actually gave a good send-off to her. She died honorably. She died trying to fight for them and trying to save her friends, and then she got murdered by the maybe clone of Superman. Okay? But it's okay, because Diana from another planet, another Earth, will come and help us out. It said, I also be like to leave a DNA for Brainiac to clone her from her body, her dead body, but the body vanished. Now, this is happening in some sort of form or another, mark my words, but yeah, it might be a bit too late, and perhaps this should not have been divided up into a live content for a full year after launch. And this makes no sense to me, because that's like saying, why is this comic book a 5-part series? Why is this comic book a 10-part series? Doesn't make sense. This person died in the comics. It's like, this is a video game based on comic book characters, and the characters that they're trying to do, they're trying to tell a movie-esque comic book story in a video game. So why is it so detrimental, okay, to the characters dying when they're just trying to tell a story? This is issue 1 in the video game form of Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. Season 1 comes out, it might be Suicide Squad saves Joker. Okay? It makes no sense to me why the population of planet Earth is upset about fake characters in a separate universe made by a video game company trying to tell a story about Justice League members in a comic book game that are stories, and they're like, this is just a terrible story. It makes no sense to me in any way, shape, or form. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. What do you think is happening with this story? Did you even play the game? Or are you one of the people that just came in and saw the actual title? Or you actually didn't play the game or just watched some cutscenes and made your assumptions off that? Let me know in the comment section down below. Please make sure you share, like, and subscribe. And if you like what we do here, please check out some of our other videos that you can leave a comment down below. Thanks for watching. So I find it funny. I find it funny that a lot of characters, or a lot of people, they're not characters, a lot of YouTubers, shit on the game, didn't play the game, didn't listen to the game, didn't know the cutscenes, didn't see the Easter eggs, didn't see any of that stuff. They get their 2 seconds Cliff Note version, and they think they know the whole story going on. Now, obviously, Paul Tassi actually played the game, and he has an idea of maybe what's happening in the game. Now, he did say he's reading the data mine stuff, so there's that. Okay. But the actual story itself was a pretty good issue, one, of a comic book story, right? Now, I just read the actual comic book, which is the prequel, which is this thing. Okay. I just read this, okay? And imagine that this comic ends at the end of this, and it doesn't tell a whole story. Why? Because this is one issue of 5 in the story that they're telling. Now we look at a live service game, which is a great format for comic book characters to tell over a period of time where people come back and not pay for any of the content coming out so they can tell the story in full over the next year. Right? Doesn't matter, bro. It's not Batman game. Who's the more foolish, the fool or the one that follows him? This is how I feel about $70 games. Not a Batman game. I am Batman. Same thing you said. Same thing you said. Where did I missed it? Okay, not a Batman game. Same thing you said from the beginning. Is these your words or in the article? Is these my words or what in the article? I just read the article. You can tell what's in the article, Mo, and what's not in the article because I have the article on the screen when I read it. I can see the article now. Suicide Squad shows the week its story, and by bringing back the Justice League, the fans thought was dead. The game holds no weight. It's amazing. But remember when it happens, all the hate that made it happen. That's right. DLC update changes the name of the game, and Suicide Squad saves the Justice League. And this is why they don't want to do comic book games. For these reasons right here. Yeah, because the people are like, they're so ridiculous. I just fired up Helldivers 30. Definitely feels like Starship Troopers, third person with better graphics. Even the music sounds like the 90s action movie. Seems pretty fun. Very fluid movement. My thoughts are, all the super nerds, snowflakes, need to take a walk off the bridge. For all I care, Robert Jones says I downloaded my opinion from 30 and Still Gaming. 30, did you see Brainiac's teleported Batman's body? Yes, he teleported all the bodies. Every single one. It was like off camera in the background. Wasn't like there's like dialogue going on and then Green Lantern got picked up. There's dialogue going on and you hear the noise. You hear the noise of them taking the bodies and whatnot. Because the body's not there later. Right? Because all the bodies that you killed, those are all gone. Now, remember when Amanda Waller killed the... Was it Amanda Waller? Yeah. Killed the scientist or whatever? And the head blew up? That body stayed on the ground. No one took that body. It didn't vanish. That body stayed on the ground. My opinion still stands. What's more creative? Deaths? World full of superpowers, and I want to see more deaths like Wonder Woman. but you might get that. The funny part to me is the Justice League died, and they're disgraceful. They're disgraceful deaths, and yet Wonder Woman died, and it was a very touching death, right? Even the people that didn't even like her felt for her that moment because they saw how much of a fight she was having, right? That was a good send off to her. She died in battle, the most worthy death ever. But no one talks about that. They skip over that, right? No, nobody pissed on her body. I was thinking the same thing. Played one mission, but need to eat and do some studying. When the Justice League comes back, all the nerds are going to be like, see, we spoke with the wallets and Rocksteady broke. Yeah, they're going to be like, yeah, see, they changed it because of us. They'd be like, no, they're telling a story. The story's already done. Now, there is a wrench in this because I don't know if Kevin finished his dialogue for the game before he died, right? So, Batman, they might have had to change stuff, right? Maybe he finished his dialogue and maybe he didn't. So now Batman, if Batman comes back in, because that's the way it was written, it might be a different Batman, and it might be a different voice. Not trying to act like Kevin Conroy's Batman. You know what I mean? I don't know. Yeah, so he died November 10th of 2022. The game was supposed to come out in May. So I'm assuming that he got all his dialogue done, right? But at the same time, they might have had to change something. And maybe that's why they delayed it. Not only to fix the game, but also to make some changes because of what's happening. It looks like it was done because the game was supposed to come out last May, and he died in November of 2022. So they were probably done with the dialogue, months and months before his passing. They could potentially pull lines from past games, sure. Did he consent to AI voice? I have no idea. I have no idea if he did. If he doesn't, but his family does, I don't know. I have no idea for that. I heard that there's more voice lines from the Justice League that they haven't put into the game yet. Miller could be digging up for sure. Yeah, because this section of the game is done and told, but there's still other sections, and the whole game is done. Hence why they can data mine the files, right? I hope Hamill does the voice, the Joker's voice. No, he doesn't. It's the person that does the voice is what did he play? I forget. I forget the actor's name. It's not Mark Hamill. Let's see here. Nolan is Superman. Isma. Or they don't have him. Let's see here. They showed it. I think Miller said who it was. I don't know the actor off the top of my head. I'm trying to look it up right now. Hold on one second. Woman, Superman, Gizmo, Hack, Batman, King Shark, Captain Boomerang. They don't have it listed yet. I think it's Aaron Fours. I think this is the guy who's playing Joker, the voice actor. They don't have him listed as a Joker yet, but I believe that's who he is. No. I'm hoping that we get Hamill as the voice for Joker for Hamill's Joker sometime. That'd be fun. Oh, I see what you're saying. Oh, is that who it is, Goober? I think it's the same one, isn't it? Hold on, let me see. That would make sense. No, he didn't do the voice. Is it the same guy who did the voice for... All right, let me look that up then. This guy? I want Arnold as Freeze again. Let's see. He did Borderlands, Dragon Ball Z. There's nothing about him doing it yet, which it's just not announced yet, so... Nothing connects him yet. Maybe if Miller data mined it and saw it, whatever. Brainiac mind controlled the Justice League. I don't know if he mind controlled them. I think it's more than mind control because obviously the end of the last fight, right? The last fight of the whole game against Brainiac. Why would he be able to turn into the Flash? It was just mind control. He's doing something where he's manipulating the DNA. Hence why there's infused Flash bad guys and Batman bad guys. Joker design in Suicide Squad is so bad. I don't like it at all. I mean, it is what it is. It is what it is. Isn't Troy Baker voicing Joker? I think he is. Maybe. Let's see. Doesn't say. The dude's like, I want Arnold. Everybody freeze. That's one of my least favorite Batman films. That whole one. I remember when I was a kid, I was just like, there's way too many guys in this one. Got Arnold and Two-Face and Riddler, and it was so bad. Look up Roger Craig Smith. What am I looking him up for? To see if he's doing the voice. Is that what you want me to do? Oh, he did the Batman voice in Arkham Origins. There's quite a lot of puns in Suicide Squads. Stop giving me the cold shoulder. Yeah, Troy Baker's doing Indiana Jones. I don't think he's doing the joke. I mean, he is. He's a very talented voice actor, so he could be doing everybody. Troy Baker in a one-man show. Troy Baker plays everybody in Suicide Squad. Troy Baker as Harley Quinn. Troy Baker as the Joker. Troy Baker as Batman. Troy Baker. It's like, hey, Troy, why don't you let everybody else try to get a job, huh? And then, ironically, Troy Baker becomes a character in the game, and he's not played by himself. It's voiced by Nolan North. Is like Troy Baker's playing everybody, and then Troy Baker's in the game, and he's voiced by Nolan North. Who's doing the voice? Who's doing the mocap? Is it Mark Hamill? Sounds like the sports fan wanting to know who married and who's sleeping with. Yeah, a little bit. Troy Baker in his hat. His hat's playing a role of the hat. Well, maybe he is. Maybe Troy comes in at a later. There's plenty of characters coming in. You know what I mean? Plenty of characters. I think. Look, I'm excited. I'm excited to see what the story comes to fruition. Okay, I think the Justice League is coming back. If it's one way or the other, if these Justice League members are dead, or maybe you find them and then they kind of they all die later. Protect, right? Like we didn't get to control Wonder Woman, but there's a badass fight scene between her and Superman, right? So let's say we save them, and then there's like this big, huge cut scene that we don't get to do anything with. We just watch like a movie, and the Justice League dies by blowing up the ship of that realm. And then we have other Justice League members from other Earths come in, and then, you know what I mean? Like, I just want to watch the story unfold. I don't care who dies. Were people this upset when Robert Downey Jr. died? I mean, I understand, like, we had weight behind it, and he died, like, giving up I'm Iron Man and whatnot. But it's like, were people, like, completely, like, bullshit? Because, you know, they're bringing him back, right? You know Iron Man's coming back. Better believe it. Because the box office needs him. Hours of 30, hours of Reforge. Is anyone playing games? I'm not. Tonight we have a podcast. No gameplay tonight. So GXG tonight. Don't forget that. 8 p.m. Eastern. Podcast me and Sarge do. I don't play games. I just play Monopoly Go. Here's the thing, Titan. The only thing I don't agree with what Rocksteady is doing right now is they're dead silent. But besides the tweet from the community manager yesterday, they went 5-6 days without saying a damn thing, and that's unexcusable, especially when so many people can't get into the game. Right? Like if I go, this is their Discord, right? Their Discord. Go to announcements, right? February 2nd, right? And then you go down to support, right? Channel location moved, shield bug, dead shot aim. Like people unresolved. Look, unresolved. They're not saying anything about nothing. Right? Support. February 1st is the last time they said something there. Right? They tell you go to Discord. Go to Discord because we'll help you there. Nothing. I think she looked good. I know a lot of people said she looked like too manly or whatever. I mean, she's an Amazonian. Right? Like, I think she looked good. Do I think she looked like Stellar Blade? No. No, she didn't look that. But she did look, and her voice, right? I really like the voice actress for Wonder Woman as well. I believe you don't add multiverses to a universe that isn't established because attachment hasn't developed for characters. The weight hasn't built. But you're taking characters that already have attachment to. These are not brand new characters. This is not the first time you're meeting Wonder Woman. This is not the first time you're meeting Superman. Sure, this is the first time you're meeting Superman in the Arkhamverse, right? This is the first time you're meeting Wonder Woman in the Arkhamverse. But you know who Wonder Woman is. You know who Flash is. You know who Green Lantern is. That's Jon Stewart. Ezra Miller, right? Well, not Ezra Miller. Barry, right? Wally, whoever it is, right? It's Diana. It's Clark Kent. Like, you know all these characters. Okay? You know all these characters already. They're already established. You already have headcanon and lore inside there. If they didn't care about the characters, then why are they shitting all over them for disrespecting the characters? In one breath of sentence, you can't say that they can't attach to something. And at the same sentence, they hate it because they're killing the people they don't care about. Which one is it? Is there weight or there's no weight? The weight is that they killed the Justice League. People are upset because they killed the Justice League. But there's no weight because they don't know the characters? Of course you know the characters. I'm not talking about directly about the suicides. I'm talking about everything. The comments. Why Iron Man spawned my comment. Okay. I'm talking about Suicide Squad. Was Gal Gadot Wonder Woman? No. Was she still a good-looking Wonder Woman? Yes. Oh yeah. Like that's a good Wonder Woman to picture, right? But obviously they can't get her. It'd be really expensive. Just so because you know them from something else, you still have to introduce them in the Arkham universe. If not, it's bad writing. No. So, okay. So, Wonder Woman's Wonder Woman. So, they have to introduce you to Wonder Woman in Arkhamverse. So, they have to have a whole story of who Wonder Woman is. Even though there's 85 years of what Wonder Woman is. So, you didn't know who Wonder Woman was. Right? You didn't know who Wonder Woman was. So, you have to know that Wonder Woman has an invisible jet and a lasso of truth. And that she's friends with the Justice League. Like, what are we talking about? These are the characters from the comic books. So you have no connection to this Wonder Woman. So the very first time, every time, you're saying every time they make a version of Wonder Woman, they have to tell the origin story of Wonder Woman and Batman and Superman. So then why would they call her Diana? Why would they call him John Stewart? Why would they call him Clark Kent? If you have to be introduced to them every single time, then you might as well just make them brand new characters. Yes, the same way they told Batman's origin story in the first Batman Arkham game. But you still knew who Batman was. The stories that they're telling about Batman in that game is not about the... You know who Batman is. You literally bought the game because you knew who Batman was. You see Wally in the picture arc in the Earth 2. He's in the picture in the banner. I've never heard of this Batman. Who is he? It would be stupid to have a backstory of origin story for all the heroes in the game. The game already is beyond the beginning of point and the storylines, nor does it serve a good purpose in the game. Correct, because it's not called the Justice League. It's called Suicide Squad. And you're learning about the Suicide Squad members who are the protagonists, and the Justice League is the antagonists, which they're killing. So, based on your logic, Vandal, that when I watch a Bond movie, I need to know who the villain is. I need to know the whole backstory of the villain before I can see anything about this villain to care about the villain. I don't give a shit about the villain. I care about Bond. We know nothing who a character is has nothing to do with the introducing of the game. You know who the Justice League are. You don't need a backstory for the Justice League who you're killing. They are not the good guys. They are the antagonists. Come on, B. If you want to know who the Justice League are, they can tell you in the Hall of Justice. Very true. Very true, Water. You can literally go listen to the recordings of the characters who tell you who they are, just in case you don't know who they are. You're making an example, though. You knew who Superman was before you went to go see Man of Steel, but we still needed retelling the story of the origins. Great. We're giving you a story of the Suicide Squad. You do not do backstories for the bad guys. It's called Suicide Squad. It's not called the Justice League. I need a Joker's origins next time he's in the game or movie. Well, you're gonna find out about the Joker in this game, and they tell you in the the dev's diary, whatever you want to call them, that Joker is the Joker after they killed his Suicide Squad in his world, and he doesn't know who he is. This is before he becomes the Joker that we know, and they're going to tell his story because he's the next protagonist in a game called Suicide Squad. "30's not wrong." No, I think the actual correct answer is 30 is right. Antagonists don't get backstories. You know what? No, it's funny. If they told the story of Batman yet again, okay, you must have hated the new Spider-Man films. You must have hated Tom Holland's Spider-Man because they didn't go into a whole depth again of the Uncle Ben, he's died, and how he became Spider-Man. You must have hated it. The heroes that are the brainwashed,
Thanks for becoming a member.
not just bad guys. They're bad guys. In a story called Suicide Squad, Kill the Justice League. They might not be the main bad guys, but they are bad guys. They're helping murder millions of people in Metropolis. How would that not be bad guys? Robert Jones, thank you very much. Appreciate that. They eluded. Oh, so you can elude. Okay. Great. There's an allude to Batman coming from Gotham. They alluded where Jon Stewart came from. They alluded to where Flash came from. So you're good then. We're all good then. I have a question, Vale. Did you play the game? I'm gonna wait till you answer the question. Did you play the game? No. Okay. You guys have a great evening. I'm done for the rest of the show because I'm not wasting my time talking to someone that wants to argue for a point that has not played the game. This is fantastic. I love it. You want to make a stand on something that you have no idea what you're talking about, and this is exactly what I'm talking about. Like, there's literally audio logs, there's dialogue in the actual game, but holy fucking Christ. But I've been reading these characters for 40 years. Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. So your point right now is that you need to know backstory of these people, but now you need backstory for someone that you know for 40 years? Get out of here. Fucking trash. And I mean that, Vandal. I mean that. Right? I'm not calling you trash. I'm calling your take fucking trash. A new universe, a new story. Do you read what you're writing? You know the characters, but there's a new story, but you have to know the story of the characters you already know. Like, what are we talking about, dude? But you're going to argue for a game that you didn't even play that tells you about things in the story. Amazing. Amazing. It's like you people take crazy pills. Your examples, Vandal, are for people that are the lead characters in the film. The game, again, is called Suicide Squad. It's not called the Justice League. Freaking amazing, man. Let's keep bringing up examples. Well, in this movie, the main character, they told the backstory. And in this character, he's the main character, and they told the character of the story. And this other story, yeah, imagine that. Let me bring up all examples of movies of the main characters in those films having backstories. Now let's take the example of Suicide Squad, Kill the Justice League. But they didn't tell me the backstory. I have no connection to Superman. I have no connection to Wonder Woman. I have no connection to The Flash. Yeah, Suicide Squad, Kill the Justice League, but Justice League hasn't been introduced in the Arkham universe. It's bad writing. Story. They are literally telling a story right now. No, Argus, it doesn't make sense that way. Not in the Vandal universe. We're in the Elseworld of Vandals universe right now. Not the actual universe that we're in right now. He's using Earth 2 internet. I would think that he didn't piss on his face. I think he pissed on his body. Just me. Maybe the backsplash got into his mouth, maybe a little bit. Like it's so ridiculous. Bro, I like it. Bro, you like looter shooters, I got it. but the characters aren't handled well in the story that I've watched online. There's so much ridiculousness in that one sentence. The looter shooter part has nothing to do with me liking the game. Maybe if you watch, if you like watching videos, go watch the videos that I said that the reason I want to play the game, which was the story. From literally over a year and a half ago, I said the reason I'm getting the game is for the story. Okay. I don't think the story is the best story, but I also don't think it's dog shit. And they're literally telling the story. It's a comic book. It's a story of comic book characters in comic book. And they told the first issue story, which then goes into more backstory. They literally go into why Deadshot is black instead of white, and there's a clone of him, and he wants to know who it is, and his daughter, and his backstory, and why he is. And there's audio logs, and Harley Quinn coming from Arkhamverse, how she lost her boyfriend, which was the Joker, and all this backstory of how she is and who she's become, right? These are all things. All of these things exist. This exists. This is a prequel comic book about the characters inside the actual video game. But keep watching clips of the internet that don't know what they're talking about to make you look like you don't know what you're talking about. Oh, Mike, we could just agree to a disagree? No, we're definitely disagreeing. We're not agreeing to disagree. We're disagreeing. I really wish they would tell the stories of the characters in the video game while they're telling stories of them inside the video game. I really wish they told the origin stories of why they're in this position in the beginning. Do I think Batman will ever be a playable character? No. I'm going to say no, because that way your expectations will never hit that to think that he is going to be a playable character. Because Lordy B, if Batman becomes a playable character, we're going to have backstory again, even though we had 3 games with the backstory of him. I've watched all the cutscenes. I'll say I'll buy it on sale. What I've seen is bad writing, though. That's fine, but the lore is more than just cutscenes. What you're arguing against is that it's bad writing. They need to do lore of the stuff. You're arguing about they need to tell stories about the characters that are not the leaders of the actual story. And then the story of the characters that it's actually about, they actually go into their backstory to give origin stories. That's what I'm saying, Titan. That's what I'm saying. I will never take a stance on a story of a JRPG because I watched stuff on the internet of cutscenes because I didn't play the game. So I'm pretty sure there's bits and pieces of dialogue that happen in the game that I didn't watch or pay attention to. Why? Because I didn't play the game. Can we start calling him the Splash? We can. We can do that now. And apparently Boomerang is what was the character Marky Mark played in was it Dirt Diggler? Is that what his name was? Just look up Batman's Grimmark card on the backstory. Note it's on the third-party app. That's a Destiny reference. That's a Destiny reference. Nice, dude. That's a good movie, too. One of Tom Hanks' better movies. Dinger Harkness. Amazing. Chat. We'll end it there. It's past the 12:30 mark. I gotta go. I gotta do stuff around the house before I pick up my son. Vandal, even though I'm screaming and yelling, I'm just a passionate person, as I would think you are too. Again, I don't think you are a shit take. Just your take was a shit take. I hope you don't take it to heart in any way, shape, or form. I appreciate everyone coming out, hanging out. We'll be back tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern, for Generation X Gaming, a weekly podcast that goes over a few of the top stories from the past week, and we rant along the way. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that dislike button, Vandal. I hope you hit that dislike button. And then on top of that, if you'd like to become a member, you guys can pay $5. Thank you very much. Make sure you check out some of our other videos on this channel. I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.